I come from not necessarily a rodeo family, but a cowboy family nonetheless. You know, we were always horseback as kids, you know, working cows or, you know, playing around at, you know, the little town rodeo arena up by the house. You know, just being a cowboy has always just been a part of me. You know, since I could ever remember, I always had a cowboy hat on my head and always just wanted to do cowboy things, you know. And I had a cousin named Sellars. He was a bull rider. He went off into the professional ranks. And my brother was a bull rider. My dad was a bull rider. It was kind of a hobby for them. You know, they took it through college, and you know, after that they started a family and started living, you know, the real lives. Yeah, I don't know, being a bull rider was just something that, you know, I never remember actually deciding to be one. I just kind of was one. I felt like, you know, I'd watch those old tapes of, you know, like Charlie Sampson and my cousin Stu and Tuff Heaton and Jim Sharp. And I just liked the way those guys looked on TV, you know. I liked their style, I liked what they did, and I wanted to be one. And my dad took me to a little junior rodeo association in Lakeland, Florida, and I got on this little mini bull. Didn't stay on very long, but you know, I got off of them, and I could just remember feeling, you know, this is me. Like, this is what I'm gonna be. And even at that age, I can remember after that first ride, I can remember waking up as a bull rider in my own head, and you know, just feeling taller and stronger and cooler. And you know, it's what stuck my chest out. It's what made me walk with my shoulders back. It's what made me different. It's what made me cool. It's just what I took pride in. It's what I prided myself on with being a cowboy. And still to this day, it's the same way. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I'm proud to do what I do, and I'm proud to be who I am. I think it's really special to be able to carry that pride directly into my line of work. You know, I think that's something not everybody gets to experience, and I'm pretty proud to say that I'm a cowboy. You know, my mom introduced me to, at that time it was called the Wrangler Division. It was the Wrangler National Junior High School Rodeo Division, I think was the name. So she asked me if I wanted to be a part of that, and I was, well, heck yeah, you know, and that carried right into high school rodeo, obviously. And high school rodeo was really good for me because, you know, I kind of made that next step to the higher bull power, and, you know, met some more kids and some more people that were a little better than me, and just kind of got to just make myself better through being with those kind of people. And carried on. I went to the high school finals a couple of times. Never did super good, but, you know, made the short round. And I met a college rodeo coach named Greg Rhodes. He was the coach at Western Texas College in Snyder. And he asked me to come to school for him. And so that's what I did. I packed my stuff up, went to college in Snyder, Texas. And my coach had a lot to teach me. He taught me a lot about the mental side of the game and how to ride bulls. And you know, over those 2 years, I just learned how to win, learned how to take care of myself. Turned 18, bought my PRCA permit. And you know, I just decided I'd take the whole year on my permit and just learn how to do this. Because at that point, you know, I didn't know much, hardly at all. I didn't know about pro rodeo, really. Being in my little corner of Florida, I didn't know much. So I went the whole year on my permit, went to every rodeo I could, got in most everywhere I entered. And I think I won right at about $50,000 that year, which was huge for me. Winning $10,000 at that point in my life was huge. So, you know, when that season was over, I was like, wow, you know, I can do this. So I bought my rookie card, you know, as soon as I got home from Vegas that year. And I just decided I'm gonna win the Rookie of the Year. I'm making NFR this year. So I went on, set a goal to win $100,000 that year in the PRCA. Barely missed it. I won like 96,000 or something like that, and just slipped out of the NFR. I mean, by one rodeo. You know, for a better part of the season, I was top 3 in the world. I was leading the world standings for a few months, you know. It gave me a lot of confidence, and said, all right, well, you know, it's on. That next year, jumped right up there in the top 3, top 4, stayed in the top 5 all year, went to the NFR for my first time, and loved it. Loved every part of it, you know. It was a blast. Made the NFR 2 more times. You know, went out there, never did have my best NFR, but like I said, you know, being a cowboy has always been what I've prided myself on. You know, when I was a little kid, it was what is what woke me up. It's what gave me that childish pep to my step. You know, it's what made me cool. It's what made me different. It's what made me tough. And over the course of my life, you know, that's never really changed. It's obviously gotten more mature, but you know, being a cowboy has always just been what I prided myself on. It's what made me stick my chest out. It's what made me have an appreciation for life. And being a cowboy has given me that mindset of, you know, everything's going to be all right as long as I stay true to myself and do my job and be the toughest, best man I can be. So to me, that's what being a cowboy means. And you know, when I say I live it every day, and I put this hat on my head and it means something to me, you know, I truly live it every day. Because I'm a cowboy, and because I do live it every day, you know, it's allowed me to take these steps in my skill level. For a prime example, about 4 minutes ago, I shot a wasp out of the air with my Red Ryder BB gun, dropped him to the floor, and then I shot him again, finished him off, nailed him twice. So if you're not a cowboy and you're not living it every day, you just can't do spectacular things like that.
We live it every day.